Hello, everyone. Welcome to our listen and repeat class today. I am very excited because we have a shadowing practice to help you sound like a native speaker. You're going to learn full expressions, and you can use these expressions in your everyday life every single day, and you'll learn how to pronounce them exactly like a native, which will make you feel very confident. Now, you're going to listen to me say it fast in fast spoken English, and then you'll listen to it slow. So I'll explain the pronunciation changes and I can explain what the expression means as well. And then you'll listen fast again. And I want you to make sure you repeat after me so you are actually shadowing my pronunciation and you're practicing and improving your spoken English at the same time. Are you ready? Here is our first category. We will talk about directions. You might say, why don't we just ask someone where it is? This is something I say to my husband a lot when we're trying to find a location and it seems like we're lost, to be lost. It seems like we're lost. And then I say, you'll listen to it fast with a little bit of frustration in my voice. Why don't we just ask someone where it is? Okay, so remember, repeat after me. Now I'll say it slowly and we'll talk about those pronunciation changes. Why don't we? Why don't we? So notice that T, it's not pushed out. We call this a flap T. So it doesn't create a pause. So repeat after me. Why don't we? Why don't we? Now, just isn't doesn't provide any information. It's more of a word filler in this case, but native speakers use it a lot and it sounds very natural to have it here. Why don't we just ask someone? Ask someone. So that KS is a difficult sound. Let's practice that together. Ask someone. So you have to go ks, ask. So you do the K, your tongue flips, ask, and then you push it out and continue on with the someone. Ask someone. So let's just try that. Ask. And this is how you practice pronunciation. You look at the individual sounds and then you see how those sounds combine together based on the words that come before it or after it. So when you're practicing pronunciation, you don't need to look at the full word. You just look at the sounds you're focusing on. So again, ask someone where it is, where it is. So notice that this T in the it sounds like a soft D, but again, I have to connect it. It is, it is, it is. Repeat after me. It is, it is. Okay, so let's say it fast. And again, open your mouth and repeat after me. Why don't we just ask someone where it is? So this is what you can say to your friend, your significant other, when you're trying to find a location and it seems like you're lost. How about this one? Ooh, this is one I use almost every day. And hello to all my amazing students watching live. Hello, Ayub, Reina, Silva, Wing. Hello, Yves Francois, Jan, Mita. So nice having you here, Stefania, Sahar. Hello, everyone. Say hello, troll. Hello, hello. All right. And Buzzy said, why don't we just ask someone what time it is? Yeah, if you don't have a watch or you don't have your phone, you can absolutely say that. Why don't we just ask someone? So I should point out as well that this is a way of suggesting something in a more indirect way. So instead of saying we should or can we, you say, why don't we? Why don't we? So it's an indirect way of suggesting something. Why don't we stay home and have pizza tonight? Why don't we go to the movies this weekend? So it's a great way to suggest something indirectly. You can use this in a professional setting. Why don't we redesign our website? Okay. Hello, all the way to Argentina. All right, everyone. Hello to Colombia as well. Okay, so our next one. Now, again, this is something I say every day because I love walking. So fast, slow, and fast. And remember, open your mouth, repeat after me. Is it walking distance from here? I'll say it slow. Is it? So notice here in this case, this S is a voiced and it creates a Z like a B. Is it? So repeat that. Is it? Is it? Now, notice when I say is it, I pronounce that T more sharply because it's the last sound. But when I connect it to the next sound, you're not going to hear it as sharply. Is it walking? So notice I take that T and I just make it a flap. Is it walking? Now, the pronunciation of this is walk, awk, awk. I hear a lot of mistakes with this simple word, walk. And then you add that ing, walking, walking. So let's just do those three words. Is it walk? Oops, excuse me. Is it walking? Is it walking? Is it walking distance? From here, from here. Okay, so it's really those first three words, getting them that connection. Now, what does this mean? Anyone know? Is it walking distance from here? What's another way of asking this? Or what is this question asking? This is a question, of course. And because this is a yes no question, my intonation can rise at the end. Is it walking distance from here? From here? From here? So notice that. Okay, so if something is walking distance, it means it's close enough that you can walk. Yeah, and George or Jorge, exactly how far away is it? That's a great way of thinking about it. But more precisely, Stefania, you're on the right track. Notice you're on the right track. That means you're getting closer. You're getting closer. So notice that expression. You're on the right track. To be on the right track. You're on the right track. Gotta, this is precisely it. Can we walk? Can we walk to this place? So for me, walking distance could be 30 minutes. It depends on the situation, depends what time of day it is, it depends what I'm wearing, how hot it is. It depends on many things. Maybe it's 10 minutes, maybe it's 15 minutes, maybe it's 30 minutes. So can we walk? Okay, so this is a great question to have in your vocabulary. Is it walking distance from here? All right, let's move on to our next one. Here's something that I use every single week, and you can replace Uber with whatever you want. So first of all, repeat that ooh, Uber. So you have that long ooh. It's not you. It's not the letter U. It's ooh. Ooh, Isaac, I'm so glad you were able to join live. Woohoo, that is so wonderful. Okay, so Uber, this is, of course, an alternative to a taxi. Okay, so you can say Uber, taxi, bus, train, our driver. You can replace that with whatever you want. How much longer is the Uber? Okay, so that's fast. How much longer is the Uber? Now let's say it slowly. How much longer is the Uber? So, not a lot of pronunciation changes here. I'm sharing this one because grammatically, maybe this isn't the most precise according to what a textbook would tell you, but this is the way native speakers say this, especially in this casual situation. There is a more perhaps grammatically precise way you could say this. Does anyone know what that might be? If you do, share your alternative in the comment and I will explain it as well. And you're exactly right. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, however you think of that sound as ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. Okay, awesome. How much longer is the Uber. Now, because Uber is a vowel sound, you can pronounce the long E in the word the. So the Uber or the Uber, the Uber. Now, according to a dictionary, the pronunciation rule is that with a vowel, you would pronounce it as the long E form. That is not my experience as a native speaker. Native speakers basically use them interchangeably. The Uber, the Uber. I hear both of them all the time. But a native speaker generally will not use the long E if the next word is not a vowel. Okay, exactly, Sergi. How far away is the Uber? How far away? How much longer is the Uber? And then the person could reply and say, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes, for example. Okay. All right. How about this one? Remember, we're in the category of directions. I'll say it fast, slow, and fast. What street are we on? Did that sound very fast to you? I'll say it again. What street are we on? Okay, so again, that flap T, what street? What street? So my T goes, or my tongue goes into that T position, but I just don't push it out. What street? What street are we? Are we? Are we on? Okay, so let's talk about are we on? Because to go from the we, which ends in a vowel, to on, which starts in a vowel, what we can do is add a little y. So a gliding sound. We on, we on. So it kind of sounds like this. I'm putting it in the chat. It kind of sounds like we on, we on, we on. But you have to say it as one word and you have to say it quickly in order for this to sound correct. And it has to be a very short sound. We on, we on, we on. Okay. And then you just add that R in front of it and a very quick R. Are we on? Are we on? Are we on? So are we on? All right, so let's just practice those 3 words. Are we on? Are we on? Are we on? All right. And then remember that what street? What street? What street? So I'll say all of that fast again. Open your mouth and repeat after me. What street are we on? What street are we on? And notice that preposition on, because that is the preposition you use. So you would say, we are where? We're on Fifth Avenue, we're on Main Street, we're on Apple Tree Lane, whatever the street is, we are on, and then the name of the street. All right. How about this one? I'll say it fast, slow, and fast. Are you sure that's the right street? So here, this should be easier for you because we already practiced with street at least. Are you sure? Are you sure? So notice that you can really sound reduced. Are you? Are you sure? Are you sure? So you could say it as you, which I generally do, but a lot of native speakers will say yeah. They'll make it very unstressed and change it to yeah. Are ya? Are ya? Are you sure? Are you sure? Or what I say is, are you sure? Are you sure? So I still pronounce the you, but I just say it very quickly. Are you? Are you? Are you sure? So the word sure is what you hear the most. Are you sure? Are you sure? That's the right street. Right street. Right street. So again, that right, that T on right, you don't need to push out the sound, just right street. Right street. Now, that STR can be difficult for students. So let's pronounce that together. What I recommend is that you hold out the R because that ST is a very fast sound. But you need to hear that R. Street. Reet. reet. So just a very fast ST, street, street, street. Okay. Are you sure that's the right street? So maybe you're walking along and your friend or your coworker or your sister says, "Oh, we need to turn here," or "We need to take the next right." And then you say, "Are you sure that's the right street?" Oh, right. Are you enjoying this style of lesson? Do you like this where I teach you natural expressions you can use in your day-to-day life and teach you the correct natural pronunciation? If you do, then like this lesson, subscribe so you're notified every time I post a new lesson, and put yes, 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 put yes, yes, yes in the comments as well so I know you're enjoying it. And also, I have this free speaking guide and it shares 6 tips to help you speak English fluently and confidently. You can look in the description for the link and I'll share it in the pinned comments as well. But you just go to my website /free-guide and it's all yours absolutely free. All right, George and Ahmed and Mahmoud and Somali. Woohoo, Ayub. Everyone's liking this lesson. All right, awesome, Stefania. Woohoo. Okay. Let's continue on. Let's talk about healthcare and appointments. Now, you might ask this question before your appointment or before you agree to a certain treatment or procedure. I'll say it fast, slow, and fast. Is this covered by insurance? I'll say it slowly. Is this covered? So notice that ED on covered is just a soft D. So we go from at the end, covered. But then when you say it quickly, you're not going to push out that D. So instead of saying covered, which I would say if I'm just saying the word, when you say it in a sentence, you're not going to pronounce that D at the end. Oops. Covered by. So notice covered by. So I close my mouth for that D, covered. And then when I open my mouth, I say the next sound, which is B, by. So let's try that together. Covered by, covered by, covered by. Covered by insurance, by insurance. So same thing, by already ends on that Y, which we use to connect to the next vowel. So buy in. So it's like saying buy in. Buy in. I don't know why I changed it to buy, as in purchase something, because it was fine just as buy. So, and then when you say the in, you just keep going with the rest of the word, which is actually insurance. Insurance. Buy insurance. Buy insurance. Okay. Is this covered by insurance? Is this covered by insurance? Now, what you're asking is if your insurance policy will pay for the procedure, whatever the procedure is. So if you go to the dentist and they tell you you need to get a root canal and they tell you it's $500, you can say, is it covered by insurance? Which means, will insurance pay for some or all of the treatment? All right. Our next one. Oh, Ayub asked if there are any silent letters. Okay, no silent letters, except that ED is pronounced just as a D. So that isn't a silent letter. It's just the fact that those 2 words are pronounced as D. Covered. All right. Okay, so how about this one? So if you get into the doctor's office, you can go to the reception and say, I have an appointment with Dr. Sharma at 2:15. So you can just say, I have an appointment, I'm here for my appointment. Or you can provide more information. Who is your appointment with? So that preposition with, and then a person, the name of the doctor. And then you can specify the time as well at 2:15. Now you can use this for a hair appointment. If it's a restaurant, you would change appointment to reservation. I have a reservation at 7:15, for example. So that would be at a restaurant. But with medical, we use appointment. And with many service providers, hair, nails, whatever guys do for services, you would say appointment. Okay, so I'll say it slowly. I have an appointment. I have an appointment. So notice that an appointment. So you say an appointment. So it's like you're saying an appointment. An appointment. So you're using that N to also connect onto the word appointment. And you're doing that because it smooths out pronunciation. An appointment. So repeat after me. An appointment. An appointment. I have an appointment. I have an appointment. I have an appointment with Dr. Sharma at 2:15. At 2:15. Okay. Awesome job, everyone. Make sure you're practicing this out loud as well. I'll say it one more time fast. I have an appointment with Dr. Sharma at 2:15. Our next one. Oh, so you can use this if you have an appointment or a reservation, or even if you're meeting friends or supposed to be at a location at a certain time. You can say, I'm running 20 minutes late. What does this mean? I'm running 20 minutes late. How would you say this in a different way? I'm running 20 minutes late. So for pronunciation, I'm running. Just make sure you get that contraction. A lot of times I hear students still, there's the contraction, but they still pronounce it as I am. But as a contraction, there's no ah sound. It's I'm running 20 minutes late. So there's no linking here because we have an S and then we have a consonant. So there's no linking. So this is quite easy to say. So this is more a natural expression that you can add to your vocabulary. Yeah, so this simply means I'm 20 minutes late, more of I will be 20 minutes late, because if you're running 20 minutes late, it means you are still in progress of getting to the appointment. So you will arrive 20 minutes late is what this means. I'm running 20 minutes late. It means I will be there at the appointment, but I will arrive 20 minutes late. So that's what that means. Yeah, exactly, Gada. I'm going to be 20 minutes late. So it's, yeah. And soccer, I'll be there in 20 minutes. Exactly. So it's a future in this, even though I'm running is the present continuous because it's taking place now. All right, so definitely add this one to your vocabulary because I'm sure this happens every single day. And we often, if we're stuck in traffic, we'll send a quick message to someone and just say running 20 minutes late or running 15 minutes late, whatever it might be. All right, everyone, how about this? I need to cancel my appointment. And again, you can change appointment for the word reservation if you're at a restaurant. I need to cancel. So I need to. So again, I'm not pushing out that D. I need to. Because to is our preposition, is the preposition in the infinitive. So you would just pronounce it as unstressed. I need to cancel. Repeat that. I need to cancel. I need to cancel. I need to cancel my appointment. So here, same thing, my appointment. So before we had an appointment. So now I'm doing the same thing, but I'm taking that Y sound, my appointment. So it sounds like the female name Maya, which is a name that we have in English as well. Maya, my appointment, my appointment, my appointment. All right. So I'll say it one more time fast. Repeat after me. I need to cancel my appointment. Now, cancel is very different from reschedule. If you say reschedule, they expect you to change the date. But if you just cancel it, that's it. You cancel it. You're not saying, I'll come next Monday instead. You're just canceling. So I need to cancel my appointment, my reservation, whatever it might be. All right, let's go on. And maybe this is something you might ask. Now, when you read this question, I want you to think back to a past question that we discussed with the directions. Okay, and I'll explain it after, but I'll say this fast, slow, and then fast. How much longer will the doctor be? How much longer will the doctor be? So not a lot of pronunciation changes taking place. Let's just make sure you're pronouncing doctor properly because we need data, doctor, doctor. So that T-O-R is just pronounced T-R, ter, ter. And then the syllable stress is on the first sound, doctor, doctor, doctor. Okay. Now, remember before I said, how much longer is the Uber? Is the Uber? That is what native speakers will generally say in spoken English. This is the more grammatically standard way of saying it. Will the doctor, will the Uber, will the bus be? How much longer will the doctor be? So it's another way of asking, when will the doctor arrive or get here? How about at a restaurant? So we talked about appointments. Now remember, in restaurant, we use the word reservation instead of appointment. Okay, how about this? So let's say you're walking by and you see this beautiful restaurant and you are considering having lunch there or dinner there. You could say, can I take a look at the menu? I'll say it again. Can I take? So notice that can will be very fast because it's the auxiliary verb. Can I take? Can I take? Can I take a? So I take that article and I add it to take. Take a. Can I take a? Take a look. Take a look. So take a look is an alternative way of just saying look at. You could also use the verb see. Can I see the menu? But you look at something. So you need that preposition at. And you take a look at something. But you simply see something. Can I see the menu? Can I see the menu? Can I take a look at the menu? Can I take a look at the menu? So notice that pronunciation of menu, menu. So that end, you have that U, but it's unstressed. So menu, menu. Okay, so now I'll say it slowly and you can repeat after me. Can I take a look at the menu? Can I take a look at the menu? Can I take a look at the menu? Oh, right. So that's a question you can ask when you're walking by and you're not sure if you want to stay at a restaurant and you want to see what they have. This is the question you would ask. How about this? So you take a look, You look at the menu and then you decide, oh, this looks delicious. So then you ask them, do you have room for two tonight around 7? Do you have room for two tonight around 7? Stefania, you wouldn't say, can I read the menu? That sounds like a direct translation. So read, you're not reading it, you're looking at it. You just want to see what is available. So read is not the verb choice you would use. You would use look at, take a look at, or see the menu. Absolutely. Alexander, excuse me. Alexander, can I have a look at the menu? Yes, you can say have a look at, take a look at. Absolutely. Great job. Okay. Or exactly. Can I see? Can I see the menu? Okay. And I'll say this one slowly. Do you have room for two tonight around 7? Do you have? Now, again, some native speakers will say, do ya have? Do ya? Yeah. A very fast yeah. Do ya have? Do you have? If you say you, like I do, it would be very quick. Do you, do you have? Do you have room? Now, have you will hear louder because it is the main verb. Do you have room for two? So for is a preposition, so you can pronounce it unstressed as for two tonight, tonight, da. So it's not tonight, it's tonight, da, tonight, around 7. So notice I don't pronounce that D around. I just say around. My tongue goes in the position, but I don't pronounce it. Around 7. Now, there's no need to use AM or PM if it's obvious you're talking about nighttime. Native speakers only specify AM, PM if it's required because it's not obvious. Like my plane takes off at 7. Well, a plane can take off in the morning or night. So you would say my plane takes off at 7 a.m. But if you say my plane takes off tomorrow morning, because you said morning, there's no need to say AM. So we only include that if it's required for comprehension. All right. And Jalapeno Family, what a fun name. Yes, the lesson is recorded and it will be available for replay. So you can watch this as many times as you want. Okay, so if you have room, you're asking them if they have availability. Now you might ask, do you have a table? Because that is where you will sit. You sit at a table. So room means availability. So you can say, do you have room or do you have a table? Either one of them are very natural. Do you have room? Do you have a table for two, which represents two people for two tonight? And then 7 is your time, around 7. All right. How about this one? So you took a look at the menu, you confirmed they have room for two. So now you are sitting at your table and you might ask them, do you have any specials tonight? Do you have any specials tonight? So do you have? Do you have? Do you have? So very unstressed with a yeah. Do you have? Or a little more stressed, but still fast and reduced. Do you have? Do you have? Do you have? Do you have any? Now the next sound is a consonant. So there's no linking here. Do you have any specials? There's no linking. Okay. Just for the do you. That would be the only linking opportunity because it's two vowels here. And then we already talked about tonight. Make sure you repeat after me. It's not tonight. It's tonight. tonight. Now, because the word tonight is the final sound, I can pronounce that T because I'm taking a pause anyway. So I can pronounce it fully tonight. So if it ends the sentence or the clause, then you can pronounce the end sound because you are pausing anyway. Yeah, I wouldn't again, this maybe to me sounds a little more of a direct translation. I wouldn't say special dishes. I would just say specials. So that when someone comes up to you, the server will not say, "Let me tell you about our special dishes." They will not say that. They will just say, "Let me tell you about our specials tonight." And then they'll tell you about the specials. So to me, this is a direct translation. It's not what a native speaker would say. We would say, "Do you have any specials tonight?" And then again, the server would say, "I'd love to tell you about our specials. We have a delicious," and then they would tell you. Okay. Now, they tell you about the specials, and there's this delicious homemade pasta and this fresh, wild caught Atlantic salmon. And they both sound delicious. So you can say, "I'm torn between the pasta and the salmon." I'm torn. What does this mean? I'm torn. I'm torn. Who knows what this means? Share it in the comments. And this is definitely something you can have in your vocabulary. Now, notice, in order to use this, you need two options. And then you use the preposition between. So between A and B. Now, if you used a verb, it would be the gerund verb. I'm torn between ordering the pasta and the salmon. But in that example, it sounds better to just use the something. But if you did use a verb, it would be the gerund. And Alexander got it. I'm hesitating. Pasta, salmon. Pasta sounds delicious. I haven't had salmon in a long time, but I'm really hungry. But salmon's healthier. So you can't decide. Yeah, Nastia. You can't decide. You can't decide, or you can't choose. You could say that as well. I'm on the fence. Exactly. Oh, I'm on the fence. You could say that. Not tormented. No, no, no. That's a very different word choice. Torn, torn, torn. Okay. Yes, you can't choose. You can't decide. They both sound delicious. You want them both. I'm torn. Yeah, I can't help, or I can't choose. There's no help there. I can't choose. I can't choose. So you might have two amazing places you want to go on vacation, two amazing job offers, and you're not sure what to choose, two amazing hairstyles and you don't know. So it could be for anything. So definitely add this to your vocabulary. But remember, it's to be. You need that verb to be torn between, and then option A, option B. Okay, so which would you choose? Share it in the comments. Pasta or salmon? Pasta is A, salmon is B. What would you choose? And this definitely describes me. I'm always torn between pasta or salmon. They always sound delicious to me. All right, how about this? It takes me a very long time to decide at a restaurant. And I often say this to the server. So the server will come, they'll seat us, give us menus, give us a few minutes, and then they'll come back and say, "Are you ready? Are you ready?" And then I reply back and say, "We still need a few minutes. We still need a few minutes. We still need a few minutes." This means I'm not ready. I am not ready. Come back later. That's what I'm saying to my server. Okay, so I'll say it slowly. We still need a. Notice that need a, need a, need a. need a few, but let's pronounce them together. So need a few, need a few, need a few. We still need a few, need a few minutes, few minutes, few minutes, few minutes. Okay, so I'll say it slowly. We still need a few minutes. Now I'll say it fast and you can repeat after me. We still need a few minutes. Now, a few is not specific. The server could come back in 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 12 minutes is not specific. You could say something specific. It's also common to say a couple of minutes, which technically means two. A couple is two. So you can say a couple of minutes, which means 2 minutes. We still need a couple of minutes, or we still need a few minutes. A few minutes. Okay. So now you know what to say to your server. We still need a few minutes. All right. It's not please wait a few minutes, because that's just not what you would say to the server, because if to wait makes it sound like the server should stay at your table, but that's not what you want. You want the server to leave and then come back in a few minutes. So this is what I have on the screen would be the more common thing to say. You could absolutely say we're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. You can absolutely say that. Give me a few minutes. Yes, you can absolutely say that. Give me a few minutes. You can absolutely say that as well. All right. Awesome job, everyone. How about time with friends? Let's move on to another category. So you can say to your friends, and this is very common to say in a text message form as well. We need to catch up soon. We need to catch up soon. We need to catch up soon. We need to. So the need and the T, there's no linking, but just need to catch. But it's not just catch, right? It's catch up. So you know the dipping sauce with fries, the red sauce, tomatoes, ketchup. It's the exact same pronunciation when you say it with the preposition, because it's ketchup. We need to catch up soon. What does this mean? If I text my friend or I call her, send a voice message and say, we need to catch up soon. And use Francois. Exactly. Catch up is the exact same pronunciation. All right. Okay, so what does this mean? We need to catch up soon. This is the expression that we use to say we need to see each other or talk to each other soon. We need to spend some time updating each other on our lives and what is new in our lives. But you can catch up just by chatting back and forth on text. So you don't necessarily have to see someone in person. You can absolutely just catch up by messaging back and forth as well. Okay. All right. So definitely add this to your vocabulary. How about this one? What's going on with Melissa? What does this mean? So let's look at the pronunciation. So that what is, what's going on? So for that G to the O sound, you can hold that G sound, going on, and pronounce it out with the O, going on with, and then whoever. So name of person. What's going on with Ayub? What's going on with Carol? What's going on with Alexander? So whoever, you could also use a something. What's going on with the project? What's going on with the conference? So exactly, Nastro, what's happening? What's happening? Yeah, and it also has a what's happening with Melissa. So there might be some concern there. Like, is Melissa okay? Is everything okay with Melissa? Exactly, Stefania. So it depends on your tone. The way I said it, it was more like, what's going on? What's going on with Melissa? So it sounded more like there's concern. What's wrong with Melissa? But then you're right. Also, Doss, that if I say, what's going on with Melissa? If I say it in a more upbeat way, it's just tell me about Melissa, what's new with Melissa, what's happening with Melissa, asking about Melissa's life, for example. So it depends. There could be concern with it, or it could just be a general question. And remember, you can use this with a something such as a project as well. Oh, right. Awesome job. So definitely add this one to your vocabulary. And remember, you can use this in a professional context. It's very common to say, what's going on with the report? What's going on with that project? What's going on with that? This is absolutely a very common business expression as well. How about this one? I'll text you when I'm on my way. I'll text you when I'm on my way. Oh, this is a good one, Carol. What's going on with the Wi-Fi? It's been slow all day. What's going on with the Wi-Fi? Love it. Love it. Very, very everyday practical example. Great job. Okay, so I'll say this. So I'll text you. Okay, so I will, just a very unstressed all. So it sounds like a dark L, all. I'll text you. Text you. So you can do two things. You can pronounce that T just subtly, text you, or you can just drop it because it's difficult to say, text you. So it's more like text you, or text you. I naturally just pronounce the T very softly, but I understand that might be a difficult thing for pronunciation. I'll text you. Text you. So you just flap your T very, very quickly. Text you. Text you. Text you. I'll text you when. Text you when. Now you can say yeah as well. I just personally don't reduce it, but many native speakers do. I'll text ya. I'll text you when I'm on my way. When I'm on my way. So these sounds really blend together to me. When I'm. So this N for when I open it up, when I'm. So it's like I'm adding an N in front of I'm. When I'm on. When I'm on my way. So those sounds to me really blend together. I don't put any pauses between them. So I'll say it slow so you can hear those changes, and then I'll say it fast. I'll text you when I'm on my way. Now I'll say it fast. I'll text you when I'm on my way. I'll text you when I'm on my way. All right. So notice here, also notice native speakers generally use forms of communication as the verb. So here, text is a verb, to text someone. I also use this with email. I'll email you. Okay. So the verb form would be I'll send you a text, but you can just say text. I'll text you when I'm on my way. All right. Awesome job. How about this one? I'll say it fast. What do you feel like doing tonight? So in this case, what do you? This one really sounds like what do ya? Wadia. So in this case, I may be more likely to pronounce the ya because these three words are very commonly reduced into wadia. What do you feel? What do you feel? But then remember, this sounds in the context of a full sentence because you keep going. So I don't just say, what do you? I say, what do you feel? What do you feel? What do you feel like? So notice feel ends in an L, but like starts in an L. So I can combine those together and just say feel like. So I say feel. And then when I open my mouth, I say the word like. So I'm using the same L for both words. What do you feel like? What do you feel like doing tonight? So again, we already talked about that tonight. Da, tonight. Da, tonight. What do you feel like doing tonight? Now, instead of doing, you could say, what do you feel like watching tonight? What do you feel like eating tonight? What do you feel like wearing to the party tonight? So you can change doing to many different things, and you can change what to something else. Where do you feel like going tonight? For example, who do you feel like calling tonight? So you can change these around, but now you have the basis of a very natural question. And then, of course, you're using this to get someone's opinion. And you're using the verb feel like, which is very common. Oh, right. And how about this one? So if someone asks, what do you feel like doing tonight? Maybe they reply back and say, do you want to check out the new restaurant on 5th? Okay, so here, do you want to check out the new restaurant on 5th? So do you, we talked about this a lot. Do you, they'll sound together. You can also say do ya. Do you, do ya. Now want to becomes wanna. Do you wanna? Do you wanna? Repeat after me. Do you wanna? Do you wanna check out? Check out. So this K, you're putting it on the out. So it sounds like check out. So it's a k, count, count. Check out, check out, check out. Repeat after me. Check out. Check out the new restaurant. Remember, restaurant, 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 data, restaurant, restaurant. The new restaurant. And remember, we talked about on is a preposition we use with streets. It doesn't matter if it's a street, an avenue, a lane, a boulevard, whatever, you use on. And then so here, 5th is the name of the street on 5th. It could be 5th Street, 5th Avenue, whatever it is. That's the name of the street, which is why we have on. Okay. Do you want to check out the new restaurant on 5th? Now, here in this case, check out means go to. And you generally use check out if you're going somewhere the first time. So you want to see what this new restaurant is like. You want to experience it. You want to see what the food's like, what the atmosphere is like, what the service is like. So you want to go there for the first time to discover what it's like. That's the essence of checkout. Do you want to check out the new restaurant on 5th? So it sounds like you have never been to this restaurant. It's maybe a new restaurant. So you want to experience it for the first time. Do you want to check out the new restaurant on 5th? All right. So repeat after me. Do you want to check out the new restaurant on 5th? Yes, Stefania, that's a great way of experience or of summarizing it. Simply to try it for the first time because you've never been there before. Very nicely done. Okay, let's talk about around the house. So how about this one? The sink's clogged again. The sink's clogged again. So this is something that I said recently to my husband. The sink's clogged again. So the sink is the sinks. The sinks. The sinks. The sink's clogged. Clogged. So notice for that ED, you just put a soft D. Clogged. The sink's clogged. Clogged. And then again, meaning it's happened before. And if the sink is clogged, it means that water is not draining. So it's either draining very slowly. So you are washing your dishes, but then the water just stays there. It doesn't drain, or it drains very slowly. Okay. Yeah, so obstructed is a very technical term. Maybe if a plumber comes, he might say there's an obstruction in the pipe as the reason why, but that's a very technical term. I personally wouldn't use stuck. So stuck sounds like there is something in it that you can't get out, but the sink is not stuck. It's technically the water that would be stuck in the sink. But why? Why is the water stuck? Because the sink is clogged. Clogged. So a clog is like, if this is a pipe, the clog would be that there's material, debris, or some sort of object that is preventing the water from flowing. So stuck is not the correct word. It's clog. Okay. So for example, never pour coconut oil down your sink. It will clog your sink. Coconut oil will clog your sink. So that's the verb, to clog. Coconut oil will clog your sink. And yes, the best replacement would be blocked. So coconut oil will block your pipe in the sense that it will not allow water to drain. So to drain is when the liquid goes through. Okay, so hair clogs the drain as well. So it could be because there's a bunch of hair in the drain, which is why it is clogged. So notice here the sentence structure is to be clogged. Clogged. So this is the sink is clogged. To be clogged. To be clogged. Okay. Oh, yeah. You should definitely not put cat litter down your sink. That's a terrible idea. It will definitely clog your sink. Excellent example, Alexander. Okay. Yes. So to drain is when if your sink is full of water. Drain is to allow the water to leave the sink. Okay. So it's not really flow. So flow is if you turn on the water and it flows. So water comes out. That would be flowing. So I wish I had my sink here. I could show you. So this is the tap. I turn on the tap. Water flows. It fills the sink. The sink is full. Now, the sink will not drain, which means the water will leave the sink and go into the pipes because the sink is clogged. So coconut oil clogs the sink, hair clogs the sink. It prevents the sink from draining. Oh, right. Yes, and you're right, Stefania. It's difficult to find a plumber for sure. And yes, Sahar, water can't go down because the sink is clogged. Excellent. Now you learned this, which is a very common thing to happen for sure. So you need to know when your sink is clogged. All right. So now you know that as well. So, did you enjoy this style of lesson? Do you want me to make another lesson like this? If you do, then like this lesson. Make sure you subscribe so you're notified every time I post a new lesson and put yes, 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 put yes, yes, yes in the comments as well. And remember, I do have this free speaking guide for you. So, you can go to my website, jforrestenglish.com/free guide. And this will be emailed to you where I share my best tips, my best 6 tips to help you speak English fluently and confidently. All right, Sahar, like the lesson. Stefania, you're very welcome. Alexander, nice to see you again. Sergi, Paulo, nice to see you. Ivania, Carol. Yes, exactly. I'm sure palm oil would clog it as well. All right. I'm so glad. I'm so glad everyone got a great job practicing. Francisco. Woohoo. I am so happy. Hidaki, Emmanuel, Laura, Nargis, you're very welcome. All right. Thank you, everyone. Madeline, I'm so glad. All right. Thank you for spending this time with me. And I cannot wait to see you in my next lesson. And we will keep learning natural expressions. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye.